And then the girlfriend gets intimidated because they're like, well, how's it that you have a friend that's a girl? Like, is there anything going on between you guys? Like, was there ever anything? Was that like a thing with you guys, with you and your friends that were girls though? Hey, watch us on YouTube, listen on Spotify, and follow us on Instagram.
Overall, listen to our podcast and follow us on all social media.
Now let's get back to the podcast. Sincerely Bestie. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Sincerely Bestie. I'm your host Nancy, and as you can tell, Krystal is not here today. So we have our guest co-host today, which is our producer and editor, my husband Robert.
Hello, I'm here today.
You want to introduce yourself a little bit since you're usually behind the camera?
Yeah, so I am Nancy's husband, Robert. We've been talking about this podcast for the past, how many years? Like,
I think it's like 3-4 years now.
3-4 years now, and we just barely started. So, did all this, setting up, and then finally getting this up and running, and you guys finally get to see my face.
Today's topic we're going to talk about is how we maintain friendships while being in our own romantic relationship. And just this is going to be from like previous relationships, and even like now, even though we are married, we do still have like friendships, obviously. But yeah, but let's talk about our weekend first. So this weekend,
What did we do?
so we attended a blessing party, which in Hmong means kite, or is there hupli?
You can say, yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty much like it's on the groom side of the family, and they pretty much just perform a blessing ritual before the new couple enters into the groom's house or the groom's family, you can say, because if it's not like the father, then it's like an uncle or whoever is kind of
Like the head household.
the head household. Yeah.
Because currently we live in Utah, which is not a big Hmong community. Mm-hmm. So when, we have these events, it's kind of like a gathering of like, Hmong people that have different last names. And it's like, hey, we're just having a gathering. Come join and all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm. And then that's what we did. You also did overtime before we did that.
That's horrible. I hate work.
It always is.
So as you guys know, I work in productions. Been there for about a good 4 or 5 years. Probably more.
I think it's been more.
But overall, it's work. So in this blessing party, or called Kite Hupli, pretty much it's one of the groom's representative will come up and, pretty much bless the new couple. Through this, you just kind of go there, enjoy your time. Man and woman have their roles. Some do see it as a good thing, some do see it as a bad thing. It just depends on your culture, and just depends on how the Hmong people are. Like kind of like how they see things. For me, just being there as a male Hmong guy, it's kind of like trying to understand the old tradition to new tradition. And, just being respectful towards the elders, and understanding what, your role to play.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just be there, be supportive, and, just be a big community. That's, one of the aspects of, being in the whole blessing party thing.
Yeah, and I feel like mainly, from what I've seen just by going to this one, it's like mainly the guys that like does all the talk.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah. Have you ever been to any other like hupli like this, like the blessing kite thing?
I have throughout my time in California.
Yeah.
Overall, guys just show up there and drink.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of what
I
it
do.
was.
That's what I usually do.
Yeah, and the girls are usually like in charge of like
Girls are in charge of cooking
and getting everything set up.
Yeah, getting everything set up. Guys are there to drink. And then, certain parties, I'm just there to have fun. So, usually I'm just the guest.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, I'll help out as much as I can. But, usually everyone has their roles. So it's like you're a guy that, is just there to support. Mm-hmm. And then, all you do is ask your friend that is having this blessing party, and just be like, hey, do you need any help? And they're like, no, just relax, just chill. And then you know they'll come and open you a beer, and then you just start drinking and just enjoy your time. But
Yeah.
most of these parties, I just get
Drink.
drunk. That's all you do.
There is also where you tie the string on the hand.
Yes.
Do you know the meaning behind that? Because, well, with Robert and mine, with our religion, we don't do that. So it kind of also depends on your like religion if you do it or not. So with Robert and I, we don't do that. But then like with my youngest sister, she did it, and then this friend of ours did it because of their religion beliefs.
Yes. So the whole reason of that is just pretty much you giving your blessing to the bride, the groom and bride, to the couple, the newlywed couple, and pretty much there's supposed to be a saying when you tie the hand.
Oh, is there?
There's a saying.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The modern age Hmong people,
They don't really
like
do it.
me, don't know nothing, but all the elders that that I asked were just like, you don't have to say the saying. All you gotta do is say what you want to say to the new couple.
Oh,
So usually when you tie the
string.
tie the string to the newlyweds and just be like, hey, this is my blessing. I hope you guys live long together and have a good life. And then here's some blessing money, which is like just blessing money. So for example, like $20. Here's to the new start. Hopefully, everything goes well. And then so on and so forth. Everybody goes down the line.
Yeah.
That's what I know about, just
I don't really know much, so
that's all
I know it's a thing. It's just we don't do it, so then I don't know, and I've never really seen it happen except for this one time.
It's just like,
It's just like blessing.
yeah, just like
That's
friendship,
really what it is.
friendship bracelet. It's like that
Oh.
in the American culture.
Yeah.
And you start a friendship and you be like, hey, let's keep this friendship. You make bracelets and just be like, here you go. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Because I know in a
I like how you see it that way, though.
yeah, because I was I think this was like over like a decade ago, but like right when I got out of high school and was in college, one of my best friends went to Berkeley. She went to Berkeley, and then she was in this program called Hope.
It probably was. I think you have a shirt that says Hope.
No, that was college.
Oh,
This is another program called Hope. And this program in Berkeley was to introduce high school students to like the college life, extracurricular stuff, and just pretty much walk around. And then because I know I was kind of like a graffiti artist, I was just like into art. So I went there, and then it was like all these Hmong folks from like Fresno to up north, and all these like different high schoolers, and then they pretty much like drove like these group of Hmong kids to this college, to Berkeley College, to just enjoy college life, show them what they can do and not. And then at the end of the event, like we all had a string, and pretty much it was just like, hey, this stays within our culture, like let's be friends and like bless each other. So we just all tied like it was kind of like friendship bracelets.
Was it white too, or was it just like a string?
It was just like a string. Like I think the color was like yellow and blue that I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was like
Interesting.
I think it was like a 2-day event. I had to sleep at my friend's house.
Okay. So, into our topic.
Sure.
So we did leave this party a little early because I did work the next day, and then Robert, being him, got like you didn't really get drunk.
I didn't get drunk.
You didn't get drunk, but you got a good buzz on.
Yes, I did.
And then you started feeling kind of sick, so we didn't stay very long.
It's the thing about getting older. You
can't drink as
I don't
much.
know how.
Maybe it's just you, because I know some older people, they are probably able to drink.
Yeah, right.
But I feel like because you
cut
cut it, yeah. But I feel like you like kind of cut it out. That's why. So you're not used to like
So mentally, it's just like a problem that I have.
Maybe. I don't know. It's okay though. But it was a good, fun blessing party. My sister did help with it, so I saw my younger sister as well during the party. But it was good.
It was fun.
That's what we did.
I don't remember anything after 5.
I can't with you. But into our topic for today, how we maintain friendships within our own relationship from previous and to now. I feel like, we were long distance.
Yes.
I feel like our friendship was okay with other people because we didn't have to really worry about, because, like you're always like, oh, I wonder how my friend's going to think about my significant other, or, when you're barely with them, or like their opinions and thoughts about your significant other, or, etc. But I think with us, it wasn't as bad because we were long distance.
Because I didn't have to worry about showing you off from what,
yeah,
everything is.
Yeah, and I didn't have to worry about that too. But I mean, like when we made visits, we did like see each other's friends. With me, it was mostly like my family. I didn't really have friends. It was more like coworker friends. So the only time like Robert would see them would be like if he came visit me at work while he came on vacation to visit me. But like I would already be taking those days off. So it's like,
When I first took you, or pretty much when you came see me, when I first took you to see my friend.
What?
Friend family. Because you know how
oh yeah, wasn't it like Friendsgiving?
Kind of like that. But like I call my friends my family. Because pretty much I'm with them like 24/7, texting, group chats, and all that stuff. But your first interaction with them, what did you think of them?
Dude, that's so long ago.
Yeah, I know.
I thought it was fine. It was Friendsgiving, wasn't it?
I think it was Friendsgiving.
It was Friendsgiving, but we didn't stay long because I wanted to go Black Friday shopping.
True. But what did you think of them?
I thought it was fine. I thought they were okay. Like when I barely first met them, yeah, I thought they were fine. Because you gotta think, like, I didn't really know them as much though.
Yeah.
Compared to like now, like what? That's been about 8 to 10 years now.
Yeah, almost like over a decade.
So compared from when I barely first met them, it wasn't like, I didn't really know them though. That's the thing. So it was hard until like later on. I like, you would talk about them. I would hear about them, and you would like go hang out with them. But I think it was once we actually got married was when I actually got to know them more. Because when we got married, it was like a year before we got married, you moved down, was it? Yeah.
So we were talking in 2015, which is pretty long.
It's been long.
Pretty long.
Yeah.
And then I gave it about 2 years before I moved out of California to Utah. And then when I moved to Utah, and then gave it about a year or two.
Yeah, I think it was like a year.
About a year or two, and then we got married. And then we made frequent visit to California, and then all of a sudden it's just like cost is going up, traveling is expensive.
It's so hard to go visit friends and family.
Friends and family.
Yeah.
But overall, visiting my friends. One way how I maintain while in a relationship is just keeping them in check, not check, but like just checking in on them,
see how they're doing.
Seeing how they're doing. Is the friendship still there? Because I'm outer state now, and then all my friends are back in California. So the only thing you can do is you're a phone call away. Call once in a while. Just checking on them. Hopefully they're doing okay. Hopefully they're not spiraling in like depression or anything, or like going through like a mental breakdown. But some of them are doing okay because they have their significant other.
Yeah.
So instead of the friendship, it's more towards like they have somebody to talk to besides the single guys that I have in my life, and just friend girls that I have. But overall, a phone call, it's not too hard. A text, it's not too hard. I would like that once in a while, just hey, how are you doing? You're still alive.
Of course.
Because you're in a different state and no communications there, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, you moved, or oh, I never noticed that you left.
Yeah. I mean, it happens.
It happened.
But yeah, so with me, it was mainly just like coworker friends. So, I mean, the only time that Robert really saw them was, like how I said, like if he was to come visit. I think even after we got married, though, like I didn't really
hung out.
I never really hung out with friends. It was like coworkers, but then it wasn't like often.
It was often. I think the one time you Wingo hung out was probably with your coworkers that you call your friends, acquaintances. I don't know, one of those. But when you went, it was like kind of weird. I'm like, are these your friends? But
yeah, because I remember you asking me.
Yeah.
Because you were like, are these your friends or are these your coworkers? Like, what do you consider them as? But then they were older too, so that it was a little harder for me to like be like, oh yeah, these are my friends. Where I felt with them, they were like more like, oh, you're our coworker. So then that's when I was like, okay, these are coworkers, not friends. But yeah, I feel like it was mainly for you because you had friendships. With me, I didn't really have friendships until Krystal in our third.
How do you like that?
I like it.
Yeah.
It's different. It's different. And then it's different when you're older compared to like, high school and all that.
Because I grew up with my friends.
Yeah, you grew up with your friends. I grew up with
my friends. So that's why I hung out more with them than my siblings, than my own family. So that's why I call them like
your family.
My family. My friend's family.
Your friend's family.
Yeah. But overall, it's just like I grew up with my friends, and like my best friend, like pretty much I knew their family from the start.
Yeah.
Because my sister knew his brother.
Yeah.
So, that friendship started, and we were kind of like just,
you guys were already around each other because of your sister. Yeah.
And all that stuff. And then as you get older, just kind of like, you just, I don't know. For me, like, guys distance themselves from their friends.
When they get in a relationship?
Yeah. It happens. It happens so often. Like,
I feel like with girls, it doesn't.
Yeah, with girls, it doesn't.
Because that's somebody that for them to talk to, for them to reach out to if they need, like, advice or whatever. But yeah, no, I can see it with guys.
Yeah. Because when one of our friends got in a relationship, I think it was pretty young.
Okay, so your friend group, it consists of, there's a couple of them. So it was 3 boys and 3 girls.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
3 boys, 3 girls.
I'm the 4th.
Yeah, you're the 4th boy. Yeah, okay, anyways, go on.
So, it consists of 3 boys and 3 girls, and I'm the 4th boy. Mm-hmm. So, it's a big
friend group.
Big friend group.
So you just, sometimes guys, you feel like they distance themselves once they're in a relationship, and then that one of your friend.
So one of my friend pretty much just went off and was talking to this girl, and we didn't even know about it. We're like, hey, where you been? You've been gone for like a couple of days. Because, we're
you guys are really close.
We're really tight.
Yeah.
We're pretty much within the city limit, and we're just like, what are you doing? Where have you gone?
Oh, uh-huh.
And then, all of a sudden they emerge and be like, hey, this is my friend. And be like, oh, that's awesome. Some friends are okay showing their significant other, and some friends are protective of their significant other. Because some friends are afraid of losing their significant other to, certain friends.
And that's like where like the jealousy and the
yeah. And at the same time, it's just like, you kind of like, kind of step back and just be like, I don't know what you're trying to do, but,
like, hey, you're my friend. Like, why would I take your girl type of thing?
Yeah. But, at the same time, it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
You kind of just move on because you have history and you want to keep that history besides, just cutting ties. And
what about with, like, your friends that were girls? Like, when they got in relationships, how do you think they were towards you guys? Because I feel like sometimes when you have friends that are like the other gender, and then they get like that significant other, and then sometimes that significant other gets like, I guess you could say like intimidated in a way that you have friends. So like if I say I have a guy friend, and then they get a girlfriend, and then the girlfriend gets intimidated because they're like, well, how's it that you have a friend that's a girl? Like, is there anything going on between you guys? Like, was there ever anything? Was that like a thing with you guys, with you and your friends that were girls though?
It was like that, but we established ourselves early on. And it's just like, you know, I see you as a brother and I see you as a sister. And then, you know, it's just like throughout the years that you've been together and all of a sudden your friend girl gets a boyfriend. And then you're just like, oh. And then all of a sudden she's like, hey, I'm meeting this guy. Can you make sure, like, you know, he's good for me and all that stuff? Like, kind of just like being the protective.
It's like the older brother type of thing.
The older brother, younger brother, all that stuff. So then when, you know, when they show themselves and then just like we show ourselves, and because, you know, like we drink a lot back in California, we drink a lot. So then when we have these events, we see the significant other, and then we're just like, who are you? Yeah. What's up? Kind of like, you know, what do you do?
But then, like, did it ever like, kind of question your guys' friendship though? You know what I mean? Like was that, so say your friend's name was Sally, and Sally brought her boyfriend Ben. Did Ben like ever kind of get intimidated by you guys because Sally had friends that were boys? Because there was like, what, 4 of you?
We established on that, you know, hey Ben, this friendship is longer than you, and if you want to keep this friendship, you just gotta understand that we're in the picture. Okay. And then it was okay. Because Sally would always be like, you know, if you're gonna be with me, understand that I have these friends that will always be in my life because we have history. Yeah, yeah. And then, you know, it's just like, if you have a problem with them, you have a problem with me. So Sally would just be like, if you want this relationship, Ben, then, you know, understand that they come with the package. So that's what always was the deal with us. Okay, so it wasn't really ever like a big issue then. Yeah, so anybody out of the friend group that, you know, actually gets into a relationship, then just like, hey, these are additional package. That's how it's always been. Okay, well, I mean, at least you guys had that like established. Yeah. I don't know about me, like, I'm like a jealous type, so it would be kind of, well, because like even with us, remember like. When Robert and I barely started like dating, Robert did tell me like, hey, I have this friend group and there are girls. And I'm like, you have friends that are girls? Because like, you know, there's that whole thing where it's like, oh, you should never be friends with the opposite sex. Because, you know, like there's always something there or whatever. I mean, it's great if you're able to have friends the opposite sex, but sometimes it doesn't happen like that. Like obviously it's like the guy actually likes the girl likes the guy or whatever. But then when you had told me, I was like, okay, well, he has friends that are girls. So then that's when I was like, okay, well, how do you know them? Obviously, like all the questions that would come out of a normal person to ask. But then once you like told me, like, you know, your guys' relationship and everything, then I wasn't bothered by it. Yeah, I told you not to worry because my heart was already given to you. Yeah, I know. Yeah, because it was just like, I have history with these people, and I was just like, don't feel alarmed. Just understand that, you know, you have my heart, and these are just these friend girls that I have. Understand that. And then my friend girls questioned it too. Was like, oh yeah, who's this? Yeah, because it was random that we got together. Yeah, they're like, who's this girl that just took our friend away? And then I was just like, it really was. Yeah, it really was. They did question it, but I was just like, my heart's in a good place. And they're just like, okay. Because, you know, like, for, like, give an example. We're in a big nest. Okay? Yeah. So when you're ready to fly. Mm-hmm. And then when you're ready to come back, the nest is still there. Yeah. Like, you know, like nothing ever happened. Yeah, yeah. That's how the friend is. And then that's how the friend group is. So, you know, understand. You can fly away, but understand the nest is always here. Yeah. And, you know, you can always come back. So how was this with your previous relationship? With mine, okay, it was long distance as well. So my friends never really even met my ex. And it was during high school. So I'm like, I think, no, they knew I was in a relationship, but then they never really were like, they never really questioned it or anything. Because I'm like, I feel it was high school, so it's just like whatever, you know what I mean? But they never really asked. When I think about it, they never really asked about my relationship. Yeah.
Like, but then they knew I was in a relationship.
My past relationship before you,
Mm-hmm.
this was a college
Relationship.
girlfriend. Yeah, college relationship. And, going through it, it was just like, understanding that, this could be a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I was with her for about a good 2 years.
Yeah, but then how was that with your friendship though? Like, did it ever like make it weird? Did it
It was
ever put your
horrible.
anything on the line? Yeah.
Yeah,
So how did you maintain it though?
I did it.
You didn't.
I didn't maintain it.
Were you more like with
I
her
was-
than them,
I was more
or
with her.
you prioritize her more?
I prioritized her more because she needed a lot of attention.
Mm-hmm.
My previous relationship needed a lot of attention. I couldn't hang out with my friends
Ever?
ever. When we did,
Mm-hmm.
it was always like,
But I don't think we really ever talk about this. But then it's so weird because I see pictures. I saw pictures, old pictures, obviously,
yes,
of your ex being in pictures with your friend group.
regretful pictures. But yes, she's there. If you know who you are, you know.
Yes. But anyways, so it was more just like, were you even able to like
No.
hang out with them?
So the truth is, I was mentally and physically abused in
Yeah.
this past relationship.
Mm.
I didn't know.
Until after.
She didn't know. No one knew until after I thought about it.
Oh, okay, okay.
After I thought about
So
it,
your friends didn't even know what was going on
no,
between you two.
because we were young and dumb.
This was what, college?
This was college, young and dumb.
Yeah, yeah.
Until you just sit around and think about it. It's like, this was an abusive relationship
Yeah.
because I got cut off with my friends,
All of them?
all of them.
Oh, okay.
I was working because I was in college for 2 years and I
Yeah.
pretty much just quit going to school.
Yeah, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And then with this relationship, kind of took me out of my place after we broke up.
With that relationship.
With that relationship. We broke it off. And then my friend kind of like took me in.
Your best friend? Or just
One
one
my
of the
best
friends in the
friend.
group?
One of my
Oh,
best
okay.
friend took me in and then kind of like gave me a job to where I was for about 3 years.
Mm.
And that's where I met you.
Oh.
Mhm.
That's crazy though.
Yeah.
I would thought that she would have been like okay with your guys's like your friendship. Like did she ever like question like your friendship with all your girl friendships? Was she always like, oh, like you're probably gonna try to get with them or something like that? And
Oh, yeah, all the time.
yeah. But what about with the guys? It was just like
You need to get away. Like,
are they
Do you need
a
help?
bad influence type of thing?
like a bad influence.
Yeah, because you like with your ex-girlfriend,
Mhm.
right? You said that you distanced yourself from your friends
Mhm.
because of her.
Yes.
So like when it came with the guys, because you think she's a girl, and then she sees the other girl, she's obviously like, oh, like what's going on with you guys? Like how's it that you guys are friends? Just like how I was saying earlier. But with the guys, how was that with the guys? Like was she like, oh, you shouldn't be around them because they're like bad influence, or like what?
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah.
Because when I was hanging out with my friend, she was like, why you always hang out with them and all this stuff? You never hang out with me. I'm just like,
Oh.
I hang out with you 24/7. I don't know why, you're complaining.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I never understood, like, being in an abusive relationship until you get out.
Mm.
And then, understanding that, people are different.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That's not normal.
that's not normal.
Yeah.
And then, like, just maintaining this friendship. I was, just to phrase it back to, this whole thing was like, you left the nest and then you come back anytime.
Did your friends ever say anything? Like after you guys broke up, you and your ex?
I don't think they ever knew. Because
That-
it never came out. Until now.
That they broke that all that
Until
happened?
now. No, they never knew.
Oh, really? None of them?
None of them.
Y'all friends are slacking.
I don't know.
I know, but it's not something to share. That's the thing. Like I feel like it's not something you want to like be open and share with. But I feel like you were so close with these friends that like at least one of them would have known. You know what I mean?
No one knew.
But then like, I
It's
mean like because you
it's-
guys made trips You guys all made that, was just the one time, right? The one trip all together, and she was in the pictures, right?
I think so.
But so now, with our relationship now,
Yes.
it's with Krystal and her man and our third.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. We
We're
love
still
you.
waiting for you.
Yes. I feel like our relationship with like them, it's pretty good. Like we maintain it really well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because like mainly it's like me. It's mainly Krystal, the third, and me, right?
Yes.
And then like you and Chang here and there come along and come hang out. But usually before it was just the three of us, and then like when there were like big parties or whatever or gathering, then you and Chang would come along.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we maintain that with me. I feel like my friends and I, we maintain it good. Like we hung out, like we knew when, you know, we couldn't hang out, when there were like events or parties or things, you know, we're there for each other.
So how? So starting this new friendship, how do you feel that when they do things without you, how do you feel?
I think I've learned to accept that it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That it's okay that like, you know, they have other people that they are wanting to expand their friendship group or like whatever with. Like it's not like I'm like a puppy dog. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I'm not like a puppy dog. Like, oh well, why didn't you invite me to these type of events? Like, why? Or where's my invite? No, like I understand. Like sometimes you need that break away from friends too, though, because when our third friend, we're gonna call, I love you, third. We're gonna call him Bob. So,
Hi, Bob.
Bob. So
Love you, Bob.
whenever Krystal, Bob, and I, we would hang out. Like we would hang out. We used to hang out like literally like every week, right? It was like every week on our days off. And then after a bit, like I would tell Robert, like, hey, like I'm starting to get tired of being around my friends. Like I think I do need time away from them here and there. But like it wasn't like crazy bad to where I really was just like, no, I can't do this anymore. Like I can't be around them. But there were days where I'd be like, oh, I'm like, I don't want to go out because I really just want to relax and stay home, or you know. But then I still would go because I'm like, these are my friends. Like I want to hang out with them too, even though I'm tired and exhausted. Like I still want to go do things with them. You know what I mean? So I mean, like when I go, then I was fine. It was just like my laziness kicking in, you know.
Coming from
someone who didn't really have friends.
Yeah. Coming from someone who really didn't have friends to someone who had like over a decade years of friendship.
Yeah.
You know, just
you were so used to like, oh yeah, let's go kick it. Like you never really had to worry about that alone time.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I was so used to it, so that like when I was around people like wanting to hang out with me, go do things, it was a little harder for me because I was so used to being like by myself. So I would have to get out of my comfort zone. Just be like, it's okay. Like, you know, these are your friends. They're going to go hang out. And then that's why I said, like, when I get there, I'm perfectly fine. It's not like, I regret being here. No, never. I was always like, yeah, okay, yeah, like, let's go do something. You know, even though it was like, it would be like, what, once, twice a week?
For me, I'd be like, I hate you. Why you invite me? And they'd be like, because no one else will come out. And I was like, you're such an asshole.
You and your friends?
We're already here. Let's do something.
Oh,
you know, that's how it was.
But I think I just kind of like learned to like be okay with hanging out so much. Huh?
Just being there.
Yeah. And then like with Krystal and I, because Krystal, you know, she has her sisters there now. She's very busy. That's why I'm like, it's okay. She has her own stuff. She's busy. Like when we have time, we would hang out. Like we will schedule things. And then like we have Addison. So then we have to have, you know, all that attention to her, and
she's included in the package.
Yeah, she's included in the package.
You invite
no matter
Nancy,
what.
Just understand two people are coming with her.
Yes. Most sometimes. But yeah, like, no, back to like how you said, like, I don't get butthurted if I'm not invited. Like I do question it. I feel like I do used to question it in a way, but then I'm just like, if they invite me, they invite me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you have to.
Because for me, it's just like, oh, I slept and I totally forgot your call. Are we hanging out? And it's like, dude, where hung out? Well, okay, I'll be at your house later.
No, it's it.
That was
Yeah,
it.
but I feel like I feel it's so different like with guys though. That's the thing.
True.
Compared to with like girls.
Because you guys got to plan out your day. You guys got to make sure you guys have activities
And then, like
to
some of
do.
us girls were like overthinkers, so then we're like, oh, well, like why didn't they invite me? Or oh, like
I think you would have been different if you had guy friends.
this and this. Why?
Because you would
I
have...
would have been more laid back. How?
just because, like, you know, when my friend girls...
Well, because I had that guy friend, Bob. Do you think if it was like just me and Bob, it would be like like the same, different?
No. Because
Okay.
Bob likes man.
Okay.
Yeah. If Bob likes woman, it'll be different.
Okay.
Because you kept that friendship, and, you know, like, even through heartbreak and, like, even through, like, both of you guys' heartbreak, you guys still come back together, you guys just talk about it. Just like that friend that always there for you.
Oh, okay, okay.
If you would have had that relationship, you would understand man a little more, or pretty much guys a little more. But at the same time, it'll, like, your reaction towards, like, how people say things would be different, and how you do things would be different.
Because some guys are so carefree.
Yes. And then some guys are preppy and takes forever to get ready because he's a pretty boy. So how do I maintain my friendship now, in the present? It's whenever I see them.
Because yours is long
Long
distance
distance.
friendship now.
You know who you guys are. Just come visit.
I mean, like, he's obviously he's friends with Krystal and Chang, but he still does have his own friend group.
My family friend.
Yeah,
back
your
home,
family friends.
Family friend back home. Like, how do I maintain them? I don't. I can care less.
Whatever.
I love them. They
He
love
loves
me.
them.
They know that. But, you know, when it comes to, like, you know, traveling, all that stuff, it's just like, it costs money.
It's harder.
It's harder. And then maintaining, like, while in our relationship, I put you first before them.
Yeah.
And then before that, it was always them before anybody else. So when the roles reverse, when I put you before them, it kind of changed things.
Oh,
But
okay. Like with them?
with them, it kind of
Okay.
changed things. But at the same time, it was just like, oh, like, he left.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, I'm always here. I just put my attention to someone else and not towards my friends.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm still there.
Well, and it is harder now because your friend group, they are older. Some of them are married and they have kids. Well, yeah.
It's hard, too, because, you know, sometimes...
When they have their own little family as well, it's a little harder.
Sometimes friends don't see each other for, like, 20 years. And all of a sudden, 20 years go by, but, like, how are you doing? And just, like...
That's when I start questioning that friendship, though. That's the thing.
That 20 years gone by?
20 years? Yeah, like, why are you going to wait that long just to ask how a friend is? Just because you're married and you have a family? It doesn't mean, like, if you really value that friendship, you would still go out of your way and try to communicate with them. I know, like, I get it.
True.
Life happens, right?
Yeah.
You're busy. But, like, even, like, hey, how are you doing? Or, you know, like, what have you been up to? You know?
But don't you see those movies where like they were friends in the first place, and all of a sudden, like, 10 years pass by, and all of a sudden the friendship is back together? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I get that happens.
it's just like that.
Life happens.
Life happens, and then all of a sudden...
But still, I feel
we
like
do
even
crazy
when
things
I feel
again.
like even when it's like that, though, like they still somewhat keep tabs on each other. It's not that they don't.
I know, but in reality, it's just
Yeah.
like, hey, how you doing once in a while, or give them a birthday shout out on,
Yeah.
like, you know, whatever in their social media.
Because I mean,
is.
like with me, like if I was in a friendship that long, like you, and then like all of a sudden it just stops for like what, like a couple years, then that's when I'm like, okay, well, are we still friends? Like then I start questioning like the friendship, like, you know, like yeah, even though like I have this significant other, I'm married or whatever it is, like. Are we still friends even though you haven't spoken to me in like whatever many years? Wouldn't you kind of question it though? Or would you be like, no, like we're still friends,
I consider us
even
still
though you
being
guys
friends.
don't talk like at all?
Yeah, I consider still being friends.
Yeah. Oh, even if it's like more than like a couple years. Why is that?
Because I always know when I go back, I always go look for them.
Yeah, but I feel like your friendship bond is so like it's so like
If I met someone now, and if they became my best friend, it'll be different
yeah.
because it would be like you're not priority, but we do hang out often, and we do all these things often. But in reality, it's just like you're not gonna be like my
Go
go to.
to
I will search for you. And
yeah.
all that stuff.
I feel like it's hard with yours because you guys were friends ever since you guys were like
Mhm.
elementary,
Oh, we
middle
go back.
school type of
Yeah.
thing, like you said. But no,
So the way how I maintain my friendship,
just like how you said.
just like how I said, and if they really want to keep in touch, you're there. You're a phone call away. Understand that your significant other comes first. Sometimes the roles reverse, but like if you don't love the person, then why are you together? You know.
Yeah.
And then if friendship comes in the picture, just like hey, like this is the person that I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with. Understand that if she's upset or he's upset, I have to make compromises to keep this person in my life. And if she's not or he's not, then it'll be weird.
Well, it's hard though when you're having to. I mean, it is hard when you're having to choose between like your friendship and
Like bros before
your
hoes or
significant
hoes.
other.
I don't know what the other part is.
Yeah, I don't know. It is hard when it comes to that though,
Mhm.
because then like you really have to question yourself. Like, am I gonna put my significant other before my friends, even though I've been friends for this long? You know what I mean, or whatever.
Always know that you come before anybody else.
Good, I better. Oh, do I come before your daughter? I'm just kidding.
Oh God! Don't say that.
I'm just kidding. I want to know how you guys maintain friendships with your romantics.
Just understand this
Because
might
it is,
be
but the thing too is, okay, I don't think we should end it yet.
okay.
Because I was gonna say, how do you maintain friendship when your significant other doesn't like them? Your friendship, like how, like you,
Then it becomes a toxic relationship.
yeah.
Mhm.
Because I haven't had that, so I don't know. I've never had that.
It becomes a toxic.
I mean, unless you had like friends that you didn't like of mine, but I don't think so.
Understanding that with you're dating a person and then they come with friends, you have to accept them for their flaws,
Yeah.
no matter what.
Cause like I know one of my coworkers, she was like, I remember it's her like best friend. She considered her best friend as her sister, and like back then, like her and her husband now, they were like toxic, and the friend did not like her husband back then, and she straight up told him like, I want you both in my life, so you guys better suck it up and figure out your guys' relationship between each other.
Yes.
Because I'm not gonna choose between you guys.
Then pretty much that friend has to suck it up.
Yeah, but I know that they're okay now. So see, like that, I feel like that's hard because I wouldn't want them to have to choose between like the significant other or the friend as well.
The person,
Unless like they're toxic, like crazy toxic, and they're just like not good, like that for them.
all you gotta do is just hey, if they're in this in the long run, they understand that you have no input in this. It's all up to them.
Yeah.
And all you can do is be on the sideline and be like, I support you. I'll be here if you need anything.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. And then if like they're kind of like upset or down, then all you can do is just like, hey, what are you gonna do? That's all you can do. And then like it's a toxic relationship. And then it's just like they don't see the picture. Look at me, I didn't see the picture until I got out of it. Years later, I finally realized that it was an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
And even my friends didn't know about it. I'm pretty sure they knew about it, they just didn't never tell me about it. So that's what's hard about it.
Yeah. All right, I think that wraps our episode for today.
Follow us on all social medias.
Don't forget, we're out every Friday. New episodes every Friday, except the other week.
If
We'll
you
try to
made it
keep up.
this far, thank you.
Yes. Until next time, this is Sincerely Bestie.
Bye.
Bye.